Hey Gemini, welcome to Starchaeology Tarot. This is my channel. I am Desi. I will be your tarot reader for this December reading. Here to deliver to you some divine messages for the month of December. This is good for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And whatever resonates is what is meant for you. If something doesn't resonate, it's meant for someone else. So be gracious and allow that to just roll off your back onto someone else's. I'm going to take a moment. I want to call in spirit into this reading. Call in source energy. Call in your guides, your spirit guides, your masters, ascended masters, angels and archangels. And if you are here with me right now, you were fated to be here. Your guides intended you to be here, which is why they are here with me now, as I'm recording this. This is for a very specific collective, and you are part of that collective. Please give me divine messages for this Gemini collective for the month of December. Divine messages for this Gemini collective for the month of December. The most important divine messages for Gemini. The Hermit. The Moon. Oh, we got a major arcana. And the Ten of Swords. Gemini, what? I'm pulling 4 cards and there's 3 major arcana cards here? And the 10 of Swords? What the heck is going on with you guys? Oh my god, this is stunning. This is so stunning. To have the Lover's card and the Hermit card here is so wildly poetic, I don't even know where to begin. And the Moon in the middle here. So some of you are in a new partnership, in a new relationship. You're connecting with someone. Maybe some of you, this is not new. This is just your partnership, your current relationship. But this is a meaningful relationship. Whatever it is, whether it's new, whether it's old, you see God with this other person. Let's put it that way. You see the divine with this other person. You glimpse the angel through this mirror that you have in another human being, which is such a gift. This relationship is karmic. This relationship is, karmic may be the wrong word, because I know people are really into like karmic, soulmate, twin flame stuff, which I don't want to get into any of that, but it's a soul relationship for you. You know, this is a soul connection, a true soul connection. This relationship for you plays a crucial role in your soul's development, mission, evolution. And the Lovers always appears when this is someone who's may be with you for a while. You know, this might be someone that you do the marathon with. It's really like there's a long-term feeling to it, and it needs that kind of space. It needs that kind of long-term status, because we need time sometimes to go as deep as we'd like to go, to really get to the level, the inside of the onion, peeling layer after layer after layer. It takes time to peel all those layers to get to the core where we're actually doing things that change us and move us and inspire us and push us out of our shells, push us into the next version of ourselves. So whether this is a new relationship or an old relationship, you have been feeling alone in it. You've been feeling alone in it. I don't want to say that as a bad thing. I think for some of you, you do feel sad about it. Like, it's a loneliness that you feel. You feel alone for whatever reason. You feel very focused on yourself right now, very alone with your own thoughts right now, maybe, and lonely in your own thoughts, lonely in your own reflections. It's not necessarily a reflection on the relationship itself, but more about how you are functioning in the relationship right now. And you are extremely reflective. Others of you, there's no hint of loneliness. It's more so a focus on solitude and self-exploration that has been ignited by this relationship. It's like the relationship has created the right atmosphere, just the right conditions for you to really explore yourself. And it has been very enlightening for you. It has also been confusing for you, is what I'm seeing, Gemini, because the moon here is right front and center of this reading. It's been confusing for you. It's making you question things. God, and isn't that why we avoid self-exploration and solitude often to begin with? We avoid that time with ourselves, with our thoughts, with the core of us. We avoid that core of us because we don't want things to be confusing, because we don't want to start asking questions. And whenever things get deep enough in the onion, we can't help but ask questions. We can't help but get curious. We can't help but notice hypocrisies or contradictions, things that don't fit, things that make us go, wait, what is that about? Why do I do this? Wait, didn't that happen to me? Why am I, or what's this pattern about? Or all of these things that are really uncomfortable to look at, Gemini. And that is what this moon is. This moon is that confusion. This moon is this self-exploration for you is revealing illusions to you. It's like showing you something that you have always seen in daylight and thought, that is that thing in daylight. And now in moonlight, you're realizing, wait, is this a shadow? That thing that I thought was so real, is this a shadow? And vice versa. Things that you didn't see in daylight, things that you said, I don't have that. That's not in my life. I don't have any of that. Look, I can see everything perfectly clearly. Then the moon comes out. And in moonlight, everything looks very different. And you actually see the thing in the moonlight that you swore was absent in the daylight. And that's raising questions for you. That's challenging you. The moon comes out to remind us that things are not always what they seem to be. And that is what you are coming into realizing. And for some of you, it's literally about this relationship. For others of you, it's about yourself. And yet for even others of you, it's about the world around you. It's about the way that the world works. It's about things that you are observing in your partner, in other people, and things outside of you. Things are not always what they seem. And that's, it can be so disorienting. It can be isolating. That can drive you further into solitude, Gemini, to be like, okay, I'm questioning all this stuff right now. I don't know how to talk to other people about this. I don't know how to talk to my partner about this. I don't know how to talk to my friend, because this might not be a lover for you, Gemini. This could be your best friend. This could be the person who's most important to you in your life, a soul connection person. And it could be this questioning, this like realization of illusion, questioning of what's illusion, what's reality, and maybe even seeing like the line is much more blurry than you thought it was. That could be what is making you feel isolated, or what is making you feel lonely, or what's just making you feel comfortable in your solitude, whichever of those resonates with you. But there, it's, the theme is aloneness, certainly. Others of you, the moon is revealing things that have been lurking in your subconscious for a very long time. It's revealing subconscious beliefs that you have, that you're like, that's a false belief that I've had for a very long time about myself, about life, about others, about love. That's not a real belief, that's irrational. And yet here this is, buried in my subconscious, a seed that has been very well watered and has sprouted and grown my whole life. You name what that is, but the moon often comes up when we are revealing things in the subconscious, whether they are false things or true things. Sometimes it's a false belief that's been lurking in our subconscious. Thought we had no issues around this or that or this. Turns out we have a ton of issues around this or that. And vice versa. Recognizing truths about yourself, about your life, about your beliefs, about love, about that other person, about relationships, about whatever it is. And realizing that there has always been this truth for you that you've denied, that you've said, that's a fantasy, that's a fairy tale, or that's a nightmare. Whatever it is, good or bad, it's not real. It's not real in my conscious reality. But here it was in your subconscious, lurking all this time. And it is a truth that resonates on a very deep level with you, and you know it to be true. And now, coming to conscious light, you can't deny it anymore. And Gemini, that's why we have the Ten of Swords here. The biggest advice here, as you are in this time of solitude, reflection, partnership, maybe mirroring with this other person, whatever this lovers means to you, creating the atmosphere for that, or maybe it's the subject of your reflecting, whichever is true for you. What is important is what you do with what you discover. So things are not what they seem. Things might still be confusing. Things are revealing themselves. That's all going to be happening all year December for you, Gemini. All December, the moon is shining. Things are coming from subconscious darkness into conscious light for you. You're going to be recognizing real dreams that you have, real nightmares that you have, things you're really afraid of, things you really love, truths about yourself. You are coming face to face with and acknowledging. You're also realizing things you thought were true might not be true. They actually are false. As that materializes more and more for you, what is important is that you allow the things to die, the things that need to die. Furthermore, you may be the one who needs to kill those things. It may be you who needs to kill that false belief. And there's a part of you, Gemini, some of you might be feeling like you're stabbing yourself in your own back by doing that. Are you betraying yourself by, accepting this thing that maybe your whole life you've lived a certain way, and then you're like realizing this and you're like, well, does this cancel out my whole life? Do I have to like redo my whole life now? Am I betraying this huge part of who I am? Sorry about that, Gemini. My phone ran out of space. Just quickly to finish, some of you might be feeling like you are betraying a part of yourself, stabbing yourself in your own back by by realizing these truths in this new light and changing accordingly to no longer deny these things that are coming from your subconscious and making them known. But the truth is that it's a much greater betrayal to continue denying the things once you're made fully aware of them. That is the real betrayal here. Yes, it might feel like you're like getting stabbed in the back because we identify ourselves by so many things, including it doesn't matter if it's a truth or a lie. You know what I mean? Like we form our identities, our egos attached to so many things that create our identities. It doesn't matter if they're real or not. Is any of it real? The point is that that's how we create a feeling of safety, comfort, and how we identify ourselves, which leads to more safety and comfort. And change one could argue, any kind of radical change, any kind of like leaving a pattern behind, starting to think a new way, allowing like a belief system to end, especially if it's something that has served us for as long as we can remember. Any change like that might feel like a betrayal. Doesn't mean it actually is a betrayal. Sometimes we have to be the one who wields the sword to kill the thing that needs to die in us. And oftentimes that's better than someone else doing it. I don't even know if anyone else really could do that for us. But when we do it for ourselves, there's a kind of sovereignty and I want to say like a sacred sovereignty in doing something like that for your own growth. Being able to recognize, like have that kind of perspective away from, our ego and conscious minds here on earth, like, but from this like soul perspective, to be like, to yourself, be like, oh, I need to not do this, or I need to do this now. And it's gonna hurt you, body self, but trust me in this. It's really incredible to be the one, to be aligned with that higher power and allow that higher power, a part of us, to be the one that both creates and destroys in our lives. It's active, it's not reactive. And that really, truly is powerful, Gemini. So don't be afraid to act. Don't be afraid to let things end based on what it is that you discover, based on the things that reveal themselves, based on the questions that you are asking so much, this month. Those questions are leading you to actions exactly like this, even if they are painful. They are leading you to endings. These endings need to happen, and it's better to do that than to let them die a slow, painful death. Just get her done. I hope this was resonant. I would love to hear from you, Gemini, how this looks for you specifically in your life, so feel free to comment below. Please check out my Patreon if you'd like to support this channel, my work, for just a few dollars a month. It really makes a difference and will allow me to help you better. Like and subscribe. It means so much to have you be part of this community here. I love you so much. I am rooting for you. Have a beautiful December.